Good morning. It is Monday of week 1 of Trinity term, the final term in my first year at Oxford. So this term is mostly just revision and prep for our prelim exams that are at the end of the term. So I don't have a lot of contact hours. It's mostly just me figuring out my own schedule. So I will take you along this week and we'll see what we get up to. One of the supplemental readings/viewings for this week's Philosophy on Skepticism is The Matrix. So I am going to go watch that in the JCR with a classmate. On my to-do list today is write an essay about skepticism and if we can have knowledge of the external world. So to prepare for that, I watched The Matrix this morning, which was on the reading list with someone else in my cohort. And now I'm going to, I think, sit outside because the weather is really nice. I want to take advantage of that. So I'm going to sit outside or maybe go college library to write that essay. I got some work done, the sun went away, so I came back to my room to wrap up what I was working on. But now I have to get ready for my rowing outing this evening. For the outfit, I'm just going to do some plain leggings and this rowing club shirt. It might actually be too warm, but hopefully now that the sun is gone, it should be good. For my super nutritious dinner options, I have cookies and cream or strawberry protein. I think I'm going to have the strawberry because this feels quite heavy. And I'm going to head down to the boathouse. We haven't been rowing in Oxford since Michaelmas, which is the term that ends before Christmas, because we had quite a lot of rain last term. So I'm very excited to get back on the ices. The walk down to the boathouse is very pretty. Good morning, it is now Tuesday. I just got back from breakfast and I'm about to make myself a cup of tea. I really want to stay hydrated because I have my rowing test this evening. And then I have a fun concert that I'll be going to. So I'm trying to get a lot of work done this morning, hydrate, make sure I'm well fueled for the rest of the day. While I had my tea, I started working on my essay that uses coding and data sets for QSTEP, which is just kind of a supplementary thing that we're required to do for this degree, but we're not tested on it in the exam. So because I've spent quite a bit of time just doing that for the library today, I'm just going to go to college library because it's the closest one, and then I'll have lunch, and then maybe I'll go somewhere else after lunch. It's roughly 30 minutes until my rowing test, so it's time for some carbs. I was told by some of the rowers that you're supposed to have like a banana 30 minutes before, and then 5 minutes before have some sweets, specifically these jelly babies. I changed into the shirt that we got at rowing camp, and now I am ready to go in about 5 minutes to walk over and start warming up. I'm kind of nervous because this determines our placement for Summer 8s, which is like one of the biggest races every year in Oxford against other colleges. But yeah, should hopefully be good. Okay, change of plans. I'm not going to the concert because I have a 5:30 a.m. outing tomorrow, and the concert's too far and it started later than I thought. So I'm going to grab food from the food truck that I went to last night, and then I am meeting up with the rowing team just for a little bit, and then I gotta get to bed pretty early. The test erg went pretty well. I have secured my route for the second night in a row. Rowing really takes a toll at your eating schedules and what you can eat. Good afternoon. I just got back from church and I'm ready to have a Sunday reset so that I can prepare for the coming week. Before doing anything else, I'm going to try to get all of this in the laundry. With how much I've been working out for rowing this term, I have quite a bit of laundry that I have been putting off doing, so I'm going to go pop it in the washer. There's no one in here, and there's 3 free washing machines, which I feel like for a Sunday is pretty good. So I'm gonna maybe split up my stuff because I have quite a bit. I'm gonna wash my sheets, so I'll do 2 different ones.
Thank you.
I have about 40 minutes until my wash is done. So I'm going to make a cup of tea, put my spare sheets on my bed, and clean up my room so that it's ready to have the drying rack up for when my clothes come out of the washer. But I'm just right now making my tea. I'm also adding some creatine in it and some collagen, just in case what I eat in the hall doesn't give me all the nutrients I need. I also take quite a few vitamins and supplements along with that. Something I learned while living here is that the British people don't use flat sheets, or maybe most people just don't, but I always have. So I have on my fitted sheet, my flat sheet, and then my duvet. I guess most people just like wash their duvet cover a lot more because that's what's touching them, but I would prefer to have a flat sheet personally. One of my top tips if you're moving in and out of somewhere often is to have everything in little bags. So like I have these that are kind of decorative that are up here on this shelf, and then in this drawer like everything is in: hair stuff, miscellaneous, whatever else, so that it's super easy to pack. But that does mean that I have to keep up the organization, so I'm going to try to put everything else in some bags so that it's all neat and tidy. I just went to get my laundry out of the dryer and I went down. It's wide open. My laundry is still wet and it says I have 9 minutes left on my thing, which 9 minutes is not going to be enough because my stuff is still soaking wet. So I'm going to have to buy another load once it's done, which is quite frustrating. But clearly someone has been messing around, and there was a big, huge pile of wet clothes that someone dumped on the ground. So I think someone was really trying to get their clothes dry, and I don't know if they dumped my stuff out and then used the dryer or something, which is frustrating, but hopefully all my stuff is fine, and I can just buy another drying set. So, yeah. While my laundry continues to dry, I'm going to work on my schedule for this week. I just got asked if I could sub into a 6 a.m. outing tomorrow for rowing for the women's boat, so I think I'm probably going to say yes to that because I have no reason not to, just besides me like wanting sleep, which it doesn't matter. I'll just go to bed early tonight. And so because of that, I'm just going to make sure all my different outings are in my calendar and all my contact hours are down so that I can make sure that I don't miss anything. On Sundays, I also like to think about what my to-dos for the week are. I have 2 essays. One of them is half written. I've done the reading for both, so that shouldn't be too bad. I just have basically just revision for the rest of the term after this for prelims, which are our exams at the end of the year. But those aren't super structured. We have some revision sessions with our tutors and some like past papers we can do, but it's more so just structured on your own, practice however you want. So I need to do some of that. Hopefully I'll have my collections papers back. Collections are our mock exams that we do at the beginning of each term. Hopefully I get my econ one back fairly soon so that I can see if I need to do any more for that.